This is a how-to video for us dudes trying to wrap presents for girls. Sorry bros, but gift wrapping skills are not something as part of the package deal that come with the Twig and Giggleberries. So we have to work at it a little harder, but fear not, I have a few tips that'll help you out. The first trick is trying to figure out what to buy them in the first place. Oh, you don't know what they want? Guess what? Even they don't know what they want. So unless your balls are more crystal than bubblegum like most of ours, you're just gonna have to guess. But guess smart, or at least make it thoughtful. In this particular example, despite the vast amount of shoes this girl has in her closet, I heard her tell me that she did not have a set of the On Cloud shoes for the gym. So I picked up a pair of those in hopes I'd at least get points for having paid attention when she was talking. As far as color goes, good luck. What I did is I picked the thing I was most likely to never wear because it has yellow and pink on it. So that was my first choice. However, there is this little thing called gift receipts. Always keep the receipts so that if and when it's the wrong color, she can take them back in exchange for what she really wanted. Second, resist the urge to use a shoebox regardless of the gift. Do not use a shoebox unless there are actual shoes in it, like in this case. Confusing? Doesn't make sense? There's the only way I can say that might help make sense. Imagine getting this box that says Sig Sauer on it, and you open it up and there's a pink collared shirt in it that basically puts you a shaved head away from looking like a whale's dick. Thirdly, as resourceful as we dudes are, you may think that a perfect presentation is an HEB plastic bag with some paper towels stuffed in it around the gift. I would not recommend this, it will not end well. Along those lines though, there are a lot of decorative bag options that you can put the crumply tissue paper, whatever they call it, in there, and that would be a step up without having to actually use any art skills. If you really want to splurge though, you can pick up some wrapping paper. You'll notice this Christmas wrapping paper doesn't have any little Santa Clauses or snowmen on it, which means I can reuse this at a later event. This is efficient, however, be advised there is risk. Yes, these precious creatures that can't remember where they put their keys 5 minutes ago are surely going to remember that you used the same paper for Christmas and their birthday, and they may wrinkle their nose at it. I must also caution you that if you are like me and you're choosing to use your gun mats for stripping and cleaning firearms for wrapping gifts, be sure there's no oil sitting here that's going to stain the paper. Okay, let's show how to actually wrap a gift. You'll need the wrapping paper, you'll need Scotch tape, not duct tape, and you'll need something sharp. I'm choosing to use a nice ProTech switchblade for today. First thing is to open the paper. The first thing to get is the width. So what I'm going to do is roll it out a little bit. I'm going to take the end of the box, lay it down, and roll up the other end. And that's where I'm going to cut the paper this way. So I'm just going to take the knife and make a little slice right there to know where I go. And most of this wrapping paper has grid on it, you can see, which makes it a little bit easier to keep your lines straight. Now, once I have that, I know I want to be in the middle of this, which is about 4 boxes in each way. And I am going to tape it on the bottom overlapped. So I'm going to roll it over. So I'm going to roll it this way. I'm going to put a lengthwise piece of tape right there to hold it along the bottom. As I roll it over once more. And then I can see here that I want to come back up to about right there. So I'm going to give it plenty of room. And I'm going to cut it out to about right there. Now I have my 2 lines here and here, so I need to cut them. And the way you do wrapping paper is you crease it on itself, make sure your edge is straight, Bring it down, then take your knife, and if you have a good crease, it's usually pretty easy to cut this stuff. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all the way down, because that's going to make it easier. Just depends on how much waste you have there and what you want to do. Then you would take the other side, fold it over, same way you did the previous one. Use your lines as a gauge if you need to. Fold it. Throw that on the floor, and now you're set. So you want this, again, we've already taped it. We're just gonna wrap it around now. Make sure that your edges are straight, tight around the box. Another piece of lengthwise tape. Now that it's fully wrapped, turn it to the bottom, take one end, and you're gonna push it down, and then you're going to make a crease right here on each side all the way down to the bottom. So it's going to be flat on the sides, crease down, then you're going to move this over to the inside and keep it always tight against the box. Get the other side in here, tight against the box, then pull this up, take another piece of our Scotch tape and make sure that's secured on the end. We're going to do the same with the other side. Again, the bottom is facing up as we do this so that everything looks best from the top. So again, we're going to push it down. We're going to make a crease here. Push it down, make a crease here. Move it to the inside, crease. Move it to the inside, crease, pull it up, tape, and there we go. Now it looks all nice and professional from the top. So if you've done this much, you are probably in the 90th percentile of dudes with your gift wrapping abilities. If you really want to push yourself, next you need some ribbon. And this is specifically called curling ribbon, and I'll show you why in a minute. So you get the ribbon out, put it around the top, bring it around the bottom. When you come around the bottom, you twist it on itself. And if you're really good, you can just do it manually. To be honest, I'm gonna use a piece of tape because it's the bottom. And this is going to make your life easier, so I'm going to tape it all across there. Then I'm going to come across the top again. I have a bunch left that way. I'm going to have a bunch left this way. And I'm going to cut it. Now, I'm going to take the ribbon. I'm going to put one side under the previous layer. Okay. And I'm going to make a knot. Doesn't have to be any fancy knot. Try to get your lines straight and simply tie like a double square knot. Yeah, see, that's the bad thing, is then one side gets sloppy. Ah, damn it. This is why the ribbon is a bit of a challenge, because you only have so many fingers and you have to try to keep everything tight. So now the ribbon's pretty straight on there, looks decent, I'm happy with that. Now, by the same feminine magic that allows your girl to bleed for 5 days and not die, you're gonna take your knife, put the ribbon between your thumb and your knife. Ow! That is not how it's supposed to work. Basically, if you do it properly, and you go like that, it makes it curl. Again, you can see why the ribbon is the part that usually separates the the truly dedicated to the this is good enough. And again, there we go. All right, so you put a couple of these in there, tuck it around, and you know what? That's not too bad for a dude. Except that is loose again. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of cheat a little bit here, to be honest. Since that thing keeps loosening up on me, I am gonna tape it down so it's tight down here. And now it looks good again. We're used to building and fixing stuff, guys. It's not much different, it's just different materials. Now that we have the package wrapped, we've got our ribbon around it, we've got it magically curled with our switchblade, and the last thing for effect is a nice big bow again, making this color match the red here. So, I assume there's some way to get this off here and it's gonna have a sticky feature. Better anyway. What the hell? No sticky feature? I would sure thought that something comes off down here and makes it stick, but apparently not. Well, that's stupid. All right, so that means I'm gonna have to tape it, which is fine. So I'm gonna use a little bit of tape across the corners. Put it right over that. There, now how nice does that look? This is the point where if you bought a card, you can just tape it to the top of the package. If you haven't bought a card, what you can do is take some of your scrap paper here, and it's nicer if it's got a white inside instead of this brown paper bag inside, but nonetheless, let's just take a chunk of it, fold it back on itself, take our trusty knife, cut it, fold it in half, and we will simply write the to and from on the inside of that and then tape it to the top. Now you can use just a Sharpie to write the name. Fortunately, I actually did spend quite a bit of time doing art stuff as a kid, so I have a calligraphy pen, which is simply a matter of holding the pen at a right angle, so it looks a lot nicer for not a lot more work. I find my midpoint, I write to and from. There, now it's calligraphy, looks a lot fancier. Like I said, it's not that much harder for me just because I've done it all these years. And you put your little tape on it. I'll put it under the ribbon so it holds the two pieces down, and then tape it over here. Now it's taped down, it's secured. Your tag, your bow, your ribbon, everything, and you are golden. Merry Christmas, and you're welcome, bros. If you haven't done so, please click the link below to subscribe, click the little bell for notifications, and let's live for today.